Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the ANC podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Campbell. And in the house today, we have ECW Original, Mr. Chili Willie.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? No doubt.
And our special guest today, he is none other than Marcello Buffa.
Yeah. What's happening? What's happening? No doubt. What's happening, brother? What's going on, Marcello?
What's up, my man?
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, man. You know, we can say you're probably the only black man in China right now. So, in case anybody want to know, Marcello is the only black wrestler right now in China that we know. I don't know no other one, and he doing this thing. So we wanted to have him on the ANC podcast.
That's right.
No
That's
doubt.
Right. That's right.
A shout out to the two other black wrestlers in China, Uncle Money and Zombie Dragon. You can't leave these other brothers that are in China as well.
Okay.
I don't know, so shout out to those guys.
Nice. We gotta get them on too. Shit.
For sure. For sure. Oh yeah.
I'll link it up.
Yes, sir. How long have you been in China?
Man, it's going on about 5 years. About 5 years.
Okay.
I've been in Asia like 10 years since 2011. I've been traveling in throughout Asia, but in China, about 5 years.
Nice, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a while.
Where are you originally from?
New York City, the Bronx, New York.
Okay.
Originally Harlem, then I moved to the Bronx. And like, when was it? Like, man, that was years ago, like 91. I moved to the Bronx, the South Bronx, Hunts Point Avenue. Yeah, man. So Harlem and the Bronx, the best of both worlds in New York City.
No doubt. Definitely, you know what I mean? I used to work up there. I used to work in the Bronx, man. 178 Concord, you know, for epic security.
Yo, I know about it, man. I did a little bit of security too, man. So I know about the different security companies, and
epic, motherfucking epic, dog. small world, dog.
It is wow, bro.
No doubt.
What made you decide to move to China?
It wasn't really my decision. Like, I was living in Japan for a few years. Then after I left the company I was wrestling for in Japan, I came back to the States for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Then I got an opportunity in Macau. Then from Macau, I moved to Hong Kong. Then that's when the opportunity opened up for mainland China. So that's when I started wrestling in China, like, pretty much since then. Like, that was what, 2017, I think? Around there, 2016,
okay.
2000, yeah. Yeah, I was living in Hong Kong, then I was just doing like shows in mainland China, and I would just go back and forth between like Hong Kong, mainland China, and Taiwan. So I would just bounce back and forth.
Nice.
Pretty much moved to China like in 2019. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ever since. Yeah, man.
Nice, man. How big is wrestling down there, man?
Yeah. Oh man, it's China is huge, like 1 billion people.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna take a few years for wrestling to get through all of China. So, in the areas I've wrestled in within China, I would say it's not as big as I would want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still a market for it. So it's pretty big in certain areas,
Okay.
But big as I would like it to be. So it's about 50-50, certain areas. Like, they know about it, so they come and watch, but they're not really that like in tune with it, If it's an area, they'll come checking out, or if they have like a family member that's like wrestling on the show, they'll come check it out.
Yeah.
But they're just coming off the streets to check it out, really. So it's in its infant stages, but I think in the next 5 years it's gonna be like a big wrestling boom here in China for sure.
Okay.
Right, right. Who trained you?
Oh man, damn. Where do I start? Like, there's been a few. Like, I never wanted to be that guy that was trained by one person. I wanted to learn from everybody.
Mm.
Okay.
So I originally trained at the Doghouse in Brooklyn, New York. And this is the same school that guys like Homicide came out of, Low Key.
Nice.
So I came out of that school. Then I moved to Japan and I was trained by like Masato Tanaka, Shinjiro Otani, Ikuto Hidaka. And from there, like I've had like mentors like Todd Gordon, Tuco Scorpio.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been around the block, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You definitely been around the block. You know what I mean? My question also is so like there's a lot of brothers and sisters out here who wrestle on the independent circuit, right? It seems like just listening to you the first 5 minutes seems like you found your niche. You know what I'm saying? Like you found a company or you found some companies that will pay you to wrestle so that you don't have to worry about income. Is that correct? And then if so, I mean, like, how does that work? I mean, because you out here, you live in it, man. You're not in WWE, none of that, but you got your freedom. Like we was talking to Franco Varga last weekend. You know, he said he'd rather have his freedom, you know what I mean, than to go to a big company like that. But you got these companies paying you overseas. So that means they are paying you well, bro. Because it's not easy to live overseas.
Man, it was always my goal to like travel overseas. Like originally, like I started off as a tag team wrestler with my brother. So our goal was to travel overseas first and make a name for ourselves before you make a name for ourselves in the States. Because we felt like it would be easier for us to make a name for ourselves in the States because we're from the States. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we make a name for ourselves overseas, we have the whole world conquered already. That would be nothing.
Nice.
Like, you know, get a deal in the States because we have this international exposure. But it didn't really work out that way. Like, we made a name for ourselves on an indie level, a pretty good name for ourselves. Then we had an opportunity to do it was an international trial for Pro Wrestling 01 in Japan. So we went and did the tryout, then everything just blew up from there, you know? And when you go out there, like, everything is paid for pretty much, you know? They got the visas on deck, you know? They pay every week, you know? You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay rent, you know?
Oh.
Like, what is like? This is everything I work for. Like, I wanted to make a living off of pro wrestling, and once I went to Japan, moved to Japan, that was it. Like, this was my job. This was my life. I make a living off of like every day. You know what I mean? And I'm getting paid well. You know, so
that's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 01. Like, I know our relationship kind of it didn't end like bad. It just didn't end the way I would have liked. It didn't end on a pretty good note, you know. I think there's still opportunities for us to work together. Like, I don't have any like ill will towards them, you know. There was something that happened I wasn't happy with, which led me to leave, but I will go back, you know. It's not a problem to me because I'm a businessman. Like, I'll work anywhere, really. You know what I mean? If the opportunity is right, the money is right, like, why not? You know?
Right.
If me things are in line with the way I'm like looking at it, like, I'm not gonna put it this way, I'm not gonna do anything, you know. There's something to do. But creatively, if it makes sense to me, I'll do it, you know, because it's a business community for wrestling.
Right.
You know?
That's
I
right.
don't think about certain things too much, you know. But yeah, like Japan opened up the doors for me and Asia, pretty much, man, because they were sending us out to like Myanmar to, Nepal to North Korea. Well, not North Korea, South Korea.
South Korea. Okay.
And North Korea, but South Korea, there was that. Man, there was so many doors opened up with me wrestling for 0-1 at the time. And after I left 0-1, these doors were still open, so I was able to come back to these different companies that I built these relationships with, and still have,
Okay.
That's awesome, man.
Nice. That's good shit, dog. Damn.
Yeah, man. How well can you speak Chinese, man?
Like it was crazy, man. Like when I was living in Japan, I learned Japanese because ex-girlfriend, she was Brazilian and Japanese, and she was so she knew English, Japanese, freaking Spanish, like she knew all these different languages. So she would teach me Japanese, and I learned it pretty good. But then, like a few months later, I'm leaving Japan, so it's just like I wound up forgetting half the things I learned, which is crazy. I'm over here, trying to learn Chinese, Mandarin, and all that because my girlfriend is Singaporean, and she knows like 3 or 4 languages as well. So it's like, so I'm over here playing catch up,
Have you wrestled in Singapore? Have you wrestled for the company in Singapore?
No. I know the guys. I know Andrew. I know Andrew.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of the guys from there. Like I went there to visit with my girlfriend, like I think about 2 years ago before the pandemic. I went there, but they weren't running any shows at the time. So like shows out there. But I was talking with Andrew about coming out there and working some shows. That was supposed to happen, but pandemic happened and all that. So that got So I'm hoping to go back and go back to wrestling this time,
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Gotta
real,
get you in the Philippines too, man. Whenever things start opening up, man, we gotta get you over here in the Philippines also. They're trying to blow up a little bit, you know what I mean? So
man, I want to get out there, man. Like I spoke with a few promoters from out there. They were already in line before the pandemic. Like the pandemic just shut down everything. I was supposed to be doing things like last year. I was gonna go to the UK for 6 months and wrestle out there, then come back and go back to Japan and like do some months out there, then come back to China. I was supposed to be doing so many things, and it's just like, yo, I've been wrestling since I was 15, nonstop. Nonstop since I was 15. So the pandemic was the first time I had like 6 months off, no wrestling. So
wow,
that was insane, man. That was rough, man. That's pretty rough.
That's your only job? That's your only job. Tell me, that's your only job. You don't do nothing else for wrestling.
At the time it was, but I had to be open-minded, and look at like my other goals that I had, because it's not all about wrestling to me, So my girlfriend, she's in the entertainment business. She went to school for directing. She like directed commercials, and she works for like different like high-end brands. So we have a company here in China. We have a clothing company. So I started doing commercials and voiceover work. A lot of different things. Like I always wanted to be an actor before I wanted to be a pro wrestler. I didn't grow up as a pro wrestling fan. I didn't get into it until I was 10 years old, which is pretty late to get into wrestling.
Right.
Cool. I'm hearing all these kids talk about wrestling. I'm like, yo, wrestling is corny. Like, what are they talking about? I'm going to the toy store. I see these Hasbro figures, these damn wrestling figures, freaking gorillas, and like they all like this and all. And they're calling them superstars. I'm like, huh?
Right.
I'm like Eddie Murphy. I'm into like Van Damme and Kung Fu movies. I'm like, I never really gave wrestling a chance. That's what it was. into like '93, where I actually sat down and watched the full wrestling match, and I was just hooked ever since. So that's
Okay.
when like I got the wrestling bug. But I wanted to be an actor. So I was just pushing off acting, like, like, I'll get to it eventually. And the pandemic forced me to really like look at things outside of wrestling, because I had to make it, because my job
Hey, gotta make that money.
That's right.
Good shit. Damn.
It was tough, man. I've been through some tough times in my life, man.
Yeah.
But that, and on top of that, I'm in China. I'm in China where COVID was supposedly born.
Oh shit.
I'm staying here, and I'm like, God damn, man, what the hell? I have 2 daughters. I just can't skip out on them. So I had to be a man, So I wound up staying, and things worked out. Because if I would have went home, it probably would have been like a year before I wrestled, because MKW started doing tapings in like August of 2020. So they was running shows when a lot of companies weren't. So thankfully, I was able to get back in the ring after 6 months, and it was cool, man. I was nervous, because I was like, yo, this has been the longest I've been out the ring. Am I gonna be rusty?
Right.
Lose a step, but that first match back, it felt like I didn't miss any time. So I was like, oh wow. I'm not afraid of like taking time off now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm not stressing it too much,
I hear you, man. What's your favorite food out there?
Food? Man, chicken.
No doubt. No matter how you slice it, chicken's the shit. You know what I mean?
It's between chicken and steak, man. Chicken and steak. Chicken, steak, and salmon. Chicken, steak, and salmon. I love. I'm all good. Give me a chicken and rice, chicken and whatever, freaking steak and rice, salmon and rice. I'm all good with that, bro. Give me some nice chunk of protein, a little bit of carbs. I'm all good.
I got a question for you, Marcello. Man, now your gimmick, man. Your gimmick. I like your gimmick. I commented on the other day. I was like, yo, you took it to another whole level. You come out with the Kango, the boom box. You see what I'm saying? That's old school. 1980s. Late 1970s. But in addition to that, how do the Chinese treat you or see you as a black person, black entertainer, black wrestler in China?
Man,
in your eyes, how did they see you?
Oh man, I have to break it down in 2 parts, from the pro wrestling, and outside of pro wrestling. I have to break it down in 2 parts, man, because a lot of these, like, in pro wrestling, like, it's all love, man. Like, I guess I'm like what they would expect from a black guy coming from New York. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
All right.
The boom box, the chains, and all that. Like, I guess that's just the way they see us in like entertainment. Depending on what they're watching, but a lot of times it's like hip hop based. A lot of things that they're watching, like the TikTok videos and all that, music videos. They take that from, like New York, like from the States, basically. They see that image and they think like every black person is like, oh, a hip hop artist or whatever the hell.
Right.
We all wear gold chains and stuff like that. But outside of pro wrestling, outside of the entertainment, they don't really know how to take me, man. Like, I get the weird look. all the time.
Right.
I be outside, like just walking, like I'm going to do cardio, or I'm just walking to the gym, or just doing like whatever. Like I could be just walking to the store, and I'm getting the weird looks.
Mm.
Sometimes I'm getting dirty looks, and that's pretty upsetting. You know what I mean? I'm
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
how many people it's been? Like we have all this technology. You would think these people would know better, you know?
Right.
Right.
Like, but a lot of times it's a lot of the old folks that are just stuck in their ways,
Okay.
really. But
Right.
I can't really put that on the old folks because I met a lot of older folks that have been like super cool with me. I met a lot of people in Asia, just in general, that's been like super cool from young to old. They're
Nice.
very like
Yes.
you get
Same here.
young,
Yeah.
you get some older. It's like like I kind of wish they all knew I was a pro wrestler, so they would all look at me the same and won't look at me weird.
Yeah. But we
Yeah,
can.
man, it gets to me, man. Because like, how could it not? How could it not?
Right.
Like, come on now, man. We've gone through so much in this world, like as Black people to have to be dealing with this in 2021.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Like I see like a lot of these videos like that are like pretty much like based off of like foreigners and like foreign country, like Black foreigners in foreign countries, and I see a lot of these guys, that say, "Oh man, I'm out here and I feel safe." This, that, the other. I'm like, yo, don't put that perception out there that you're safe because you're really not. You're a Black man, no matter what. They all gonna look at it the same way. Like, come on now, like that's
Right.
it ticks me off. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you're not safe. Like, stop it. Keep that guard up. Always keep that guard up. Like,
Exactly.
walk around here with this perception. I'm like, oh, I'm over here in Japan. I'm safe. I'm living out here because I feel safe. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you forget whatever, bro. Be safe. Like, come on. At the end of the day, don't get back there.
Yeah.
You're not even safe in the damn United States. So what the hell are you?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I try not to get into stuff like that, man, but man, it gets to me sometimes, man. I'm like this.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, for real.
No doubt.
Anywhere if you're a Black man, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. So if I'm a Black, if I'm a young, not just Black, but if I'm just a young wrestler in America looking at this podcast, checking you out, what would you tell them if they wanted to start wrestling overseas? What would be the first step that they have to go through?
Oh man, I get a lot of these questions like all the time, man. I get a lot of young wrestlers, just wrestlers in general, contacting me about, possibly wrestling overseas. And I tell them like right now is probably the hardest, like the toughest time to even travel overseas, man.
Pros?
Like
pandemic,
you know what I mean? Like, are you
how did my shit be from?
Vaccinated?
Right.
Vaccinated. Because if you're not gonna get vaccinated, wrestling overseas ain't happening. Number one.
That's right.
Right.
I'm in China and I'm not even trying to get back. I'm not even wanting to get vaccinated. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know I'm gonna make that decision at some point, but
me too. Yeah, I'm the same way.
always the last minute to make up my mind whether I'm gonna do it or not. So let's just say like the pandemic didn't happen. My advice to them would be to contact like different like dojos. Like I would say like contact like dojos in Japan, man, because that's where you want to get the best training. Because that's how I started in the dojos. So I would tell them to like contact dojos in Japan. I even give them like the email to like different dojos in Japan. I say contact the dojos and like tell them that you like to come over for, you know, an opportunity. You want to know, you want to train. You want to experience the culture. Like one thing I tell them is never say you want to like get a job. You're not trying to get hired. It's ask for an opportunity. You know what I mean? Because they're not gonna give you a job. You know how many guys they have like more qualified guys they have like knocking down their doors to get in. Right. So opportunity, because you're gonna have to train. This is Japan. They don't play that. Like they're gonna test you.
Right.
Opportunity and be willing to come in and work like for your own dime. Like fly yourself over there, if they have a dojo, they have a place for you to, sleep, a place for you to, eat. You don't have to pay for food because they have the young boys cooking the food every day. They have a place for you to train, place for you to work every, week. And nice. Pay for a little bit of money, you're not going to be there wrestling for free. They're going to pay you a little bit of money, but it may not be a lot, but it's going to be enough for you to survive and like, earn your way, and
right.
So, get that contract and get better paid,
Yep.
So I would just something like, contract, whether it's Japan or like China, like anywhere, like if it's overseas, just contact these different like companies that have wrestling schools and, ask for an opportunity. You want to come and train and you want to learn, and possibly, be a part of the roster. Don't come, I want to, how much can you pay me? Or you want to pay my flight? How much am I gonna make a week? And like, nah, don't come on that tip, like, because that's gonna get you ignored.
Right.
Delete.
delete.
Yeah, there's actual opportunity, man, for sure. Opportunity.
Do you see yourself coming back to the States anytime soon?
Man, now, ooh, buddy. That's a tough one, man.
Wow.
Like, I'm not, I would come back to the States to visit family, friends and family.
Yeah.
But at the state we're at right now, man, I don't know, man. Like, if things like, my whole thing right now is like the borders in China are closed. So if I leave China, I can't come back into the borders because I have a work visa. I don't have a business visa. If I had a business, I have to come back and forth, no problem. But China is a little strict right now. So even if I come back in, I might have to be quarantined for like 2 weeks. So I have to keep that in mind because I'm still doing shows out here, every month. So I will wait until like the borders reopen, then I'll be open to come back to the States like sometime like later this year for sure.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Yeah, definitely. Because if I leave Philippines, it's gonna be hard to get back into Philippines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
man.
But I tell my people, I tell my family, I ain't trying to come back to America, not to live. Hell no. I'll go back there to visit, and but to live, not right now, dog. I mean, the world outside America got to be crumbling down before I get my ass on a plane to go back there and say I'm living. Because, I mean, there's some things overseas that we have to live without, But in retrospect, much better than living in the States, dog. I'm telling you, I'm serious. Being honest.
To live, no way, bro. The only thing, the only thing I get in the States is like a good, solid contract on TV.
Okay.
That's the only thing, bro.
Okay.
Other than that, it ain't happening. To like go back to the States to work on the Indies. Hell no, been there, done it. You know?
Right.
At its height in the early 2000s when like indie wrestling was like had its boom. But to go back now and like wrestle on the indies in the States, hell no way. I see some of the indies now in the States. And I'm just, what is this? this isn't what I wanted to do. Like, this is turning me away from wrestling and watching that crap. Like, nah.
Right. Wow.
Well,
That's it.
speaking of a TV contract, what promotion would you like to go to if one offered you one?
Man, honestly, man, out of all of them, I've had the tryouts with WWE.
Nice.
So I will always aim high. But even when I
Mhm.
was younger, I was like, man, me and my brother always be like, yeah, we want to go to ECW first, then WCW, then WWE. So we always go. You know what I mean? That was our goal when we was younger. But now that I'm older, more experienced, I would aim for WWE first, of course.
Okay.
But I'm kind of like what MLW is doing, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
MLW. Yeah.
MLW, man. Because
Okay.
like MLW is like I came off with like MLW. Like when I was first getting into the business, MLW was at their height. That's when they first opened up.
Yeah.
You see them like getting the ball rolling again like the past few years. I'm like, they have like an ECW feel to them, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Right, right. Okay.
Like I would go for MLW, man. I'm feeling MLW. I think I would get my best at MOW, honestly, man.
Nice.
Are you at the top? What's the top company there in China? And and are you working in that top company right now?
In China, I would say,
Yeah.
man, I have to go with MKW.
MKW.
I have to go with MKW, man. Like, at one point, it was OWE, which I was working for a while back in like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
But they kind of like took a dip, but they have new management now, so they're coming back up. But I would say in China, definitely MKW for sure, definitely.
MKW.
Yeah, they're the only company in China that has a weekly YouTube show.
Okay.
Is that the one you work for? You work for them now? You work for MKW?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Does Ho Ho Lin work for them?
Yeah, he does. He does. Ho
Okay.
was my boy, bro. Like,
Nice.
credit, bro, because he's helped me out so much. That's like Ho was like family to me, bro. Like,
Right.
honest, like he's the one that helped me get to Macau.
Okay.
Which opens the doors for me in mainland China. You know, opens up the door for me in Taiwan. You know, so
Right.
Ho and Bitman, like those two dudes, like that's family right there, bro. Like, for
Nice,
sure.
nice.
AWS,
That's good shit.
yeah, man. I lived in Hong Kong. I lived in Hong Kong for a little bit at one point, and I wound up staying in Hong Kong for like a little while, like about 2 years, and I would go back and forth. You know, I was living in Hong Kong for a while, man. That was a little bit, yeah.
Nice,
Okay.
man. That's
Love
really nice. So, Marcello, where can people find you on social media, man?
Oh man, Instagram is Buffa_Ayo. That's AAYOO.
Okay.
For Twitter, and on Facebook is Marcello Forest Rhymes. And yeah, that's about it.
Nice.
Nice.
Do you have any
awesome.
merch at all?
Merch? Not right now. Not
Okay,
right
okay.
now.
Okay.
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
What about your next show? When's your next show?
Yeah.
My next show was on May 25th here in
Okay.
Shenzhen, IBWE. It's their first show, so it's gonna be pretty big. I'm in the main event
Nice.
for their heavyweight championship. So
Nice.
Okay. All right.
That's
Good luck.
man, it's gonna be streamed live.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
I'll give you guys a link for sure.
Yes, definitely,
Awesome.
man.
Yeah.
Now, where are you again in China? You in mainland China? Where?
Shenzhen.
Where's that close to? Like,
That's close to Hong Kong. I live right around the corner from the Hong Kong border. So it's like
okay.
Wow.
it's like minutes away from Hong Kong.
Nice, man.
I'm not close to Hong Kong, but the borders are closed, so I can't even go.
Hey.
It sucks, man.
Okay. Yo, that's what's up, man. That's what's
I
up,
can see
man.
it.
I'm very curious. I've always been curious about China. You know what I mean? You know,
Mhm.
I know we can go, but you know, we're just watching Chinese movies and kung fu movies back in the day. You know,
That's
Channel
what I'm
5.
saying,
Yo.
man. Hong
So
Kong movies. Like,
yeah, but my last question: Have you been in, on the Chinese Wall? What do you call that?
The Great Wall.
Great Wall. Yeah, yeah. Have you been
I
there?
haven't been, man. I haven't been
Really?
there.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy, man? Like some of the landmarks, I don't really like. I guess like I'm kind of going to them at first.
Yeah,
I'll get to them eventually, but when I first go to like certain countries, I don't like to go to the landmarks first.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Yeah.
Everybody going to get the damn pictures, like with Japan, Rivera, and get a jacket. I was like, nah, I'll go to Rivera like my next tour. My next tour. And I didn't take any pictures. I didn't get a jacket. I
Right.
got already, I'm living in Japan. I'm in the record books. I'm in the magazines. I'm on TV. Like,
Nice.
Wow. Yo, you living it, dog.
For real, man.
That's
damn,
good shit.
residence card in Japan. I gotta pay taxes in Japan. Like,
Ooh,
like, I don't need a job.
wow.
Certify that.
That's good.
But I want to get to the war for sure. I'm gonna get there.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Okay, man.
Me,
That's awesome.
me and Chili want to know if you can cut us a little promo shout out for the ANC podcast, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go. Hey, yo, it's your friendly neighborhood homeboy, Buffa. Oh, and the boombox always on deck. You're checking out the ANC podcast with Chili Willie. Oh, the legend of all legends. And my man, Andrew. Check it out.
No doubt. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Woo!